So how to rebuild trust is not as easy as just forgiving one another, because trust takes down walls, and mistrust builds walls. And taking down the wall of mistrust has to be done one brick at a time. It is really a time-related experience, but it's something that you have to be cognizant of in your prayer life and willing to do with your partner and with yourself. If you're conscious of it and you're thinking through, okay, I'm praying to allow one brick to come down today, and noticing internally when your walls are building, when your walls are coming down, when your walls are building, when your walls are coming down, you'll start to really recognize that your walls are halfway down. But when they erect, be aware, because you're probably triggered. You're having an offense happen inside of you. You're probably betrayed, and you're probably feeling some childhood wounds. And you got to come in with your internal dialogue where you're nurturing your little person who's saying, here, do it this way. And you say, no, we're going to do it this way. You don't want to push that coping mechanism away. It's been a protector. You want to push the demonic away that has used it to harm you. That part of you has been a protection, but you want to just take control of it and say, I've got this. I've got this. But rebuilding trust with yourself is a skill all into itself, because we start mistrusting ourselves. We mistrust our judgment. We blame ourselves. We beat up ourselves. We attack ourselves. And so giving your own self-forgiveness is really important. Self-forgiveness. Not forgiving self is a form of idolatry. You know, if I do not forgive myself because I've just been so wrong or whatever, then I really am diminishing the deity of Christ in doing that. And so I'm diminishing what he did on the cross for me, that he wipes it all away. I'm diminishing the showing that he made with his blood to basically tell Satan, you've lost, final call here. And we don't want to do that because we don't want to accept forgiveness for ourselves. But unforgiveness is a form of pride, especially when it's towards ourselves, because it's like self-idolatry. I mean, I'm too prideful to forgive myself. I should not have done that. I should have been better than that. It's haughty in nature. And so when you realize that you're just a humbled person who is doing the best they can and need the help of the Father and need the help of others, when you really humble yourself and talk about the help that you do need, it's very becoming to someone, whereas pride is not becoming. No one wants to be around arrogance. It's a push away tactic. And usually somebody who's prideful is pushing somebody away so they don't see what's inside. That's usually the reason that pride is active in their life, because there's a lot of shame associated with pride where they don't want to be seen. And so vulnerability is not their strong suit. And so in marriage, they're not very good partners unless they start to heal. And so they've got to go through that process of healing their soul, letting the Lord really show them what they're doing, and being able to then express properly themselves to their partner and know that they're safe with their partner to express their emotions. Now, sometimes partners are not necessarily safe in their reactions, but that shouldn't discourage you on you continuing to grow. So if you just concentrated on you growing rather than expecting your partner to give you any kind of regard about it or any kind of affirmation about it, they may or may not. That's not the goal of why you're doing it. You're doing it for yourself. It's a gift you're giving to yourself. So rebuilding trust with self is your first activity. And sometimes to rebuild trust with yourself, you have to rebuild trust with God.